My name is Raymond Garchevsky, and I am a living Christ. I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say, for it is so shocking, so world-changing, your world, your life-changing, that I'm going to speak of. You have been misled. If you are a civilized person, you admit to be a non-living entity created by a fictional institution called the government here in the U.S. through birth certification. Those are words. And you can argue with words because words aren't real. They themselves are fictions. And you're not a fiction. You're a living, breathing, flesh and blood, sentient, natural man or woman. You are God personified. Now, I know that's going to shock many of you, but you don't understand the spirit of the word I am speaking. And you have been trained to focus upon the letter of the word, which is a fictional vessel that carries truth within it if you are able to penetrate the peripheral boundaries of the intellectual surrounding of that energy of truth. When you are at one with truth, you are living in your subconscious mind. You have two minds. The other mind that you have is your intellectual, satanically ruled, fictional world of words, ideas, definitions, legends, myths, the things that make up culture. But you see, it's all fiction. It's all based in words. The Bible is based in words. Now, what do those words do? You understand? First of all, they're not real. They're not true. A fiction cannot be true. It can be partially true. But when you focus on that partial truth, you're dealing with the word, the representation of that unlimited truth that is contained within the spirit that cannot be communicated without words. That's the trap of Satan. He traps you into a fictional world, and you consent to be a fictional person. When that happens, you lose all of your God-given rights. You are no longer a living man or a living woman. You are a fictional person that is subject to the fictional legislation and laws that rule a civilized world, which is fictional because it's all based in concepts and ideas, words. Nature doesn't follow that. You see, nature, the rest of nature, the animal kingdom, they do not follow fictions. They can be trained to follow fictions, but basically they are not subject to those fictions otherwise. Neither are you, because you are whole, complete, living. You are the creator of your life by your decisions, but your decisions are based on fictional words and ideas that have been programmed into you by satanic sources that control you and have made you slaves. Now, when you go to court, you're dealing with a fictional institution that is based in words. And you must consent, you must agree to be bound by those rules. That is your contract with Satan. you become a Satanist. Oh, you don't know it. You believe, which is also a fictional construction that is based in the intellect. If you believe, and you are bound by those beliefs, you can be controlled for the rest of your life. You can be subservient to those who control the words that control you. That's your civilized society. Now, I have proven that each and every one of you who is a living man and woman is beyond the jurisdiction of fictional authorities, such as government, religion, banking, corporations. They really have no jurisdiction over you because they're based in words. You're based in words, and therefore you're a fiction by agreement, by contract. And then you sell your soul, your living soul, the essence of your being. You don't know what that is. And your purpose in life, on this plane of existence, is to understand who you are. That you are that soul. You are the creator of your own world. And therefore you must be responsible for your creation. But you have been lured away into believing in concepts and ideas, superstitions. That's what makes for an illusory, fictional, civilized world. And you support that. You see? You're supporting a fiction, an illusion of birth and death. You're beyond birth and death. You are eternal beings, but you are restricted to your beliefs through programming. All your life, you are being programmed. The media is your programmer, and it's based in corporate structures that is based in men who seek to have power over other men. That's as simple as it gets. Now, I faced a 40-year prison term based on a cockamamie concept that they tried to impose upon this living man who is beyond concepts. I know who I am. I am life. I am love. I am truth. I am what is. I am. And so are you. But you have been made to doubt yourselves. And so you believe. You reduce yourself to one level below that which is. And at that point, you're trapped. You're living in hell. You're living in a conceptual, civilized society whose rules you must obey. They're called man's law. There's only one law, and that's God's law, and it is infinite. Do no harm, tell no lies. In other words, do not enter into a dualistic relationship that is only found in your conscious intellect. Nowhere else. You cannot find that in life. Life is what is. The subconscious mind is the mind that has a grasp of the what is, the non-duality of nature, of love, of truth. You see, you don't understand that. All you understand is the clatter, and the clutter of your intellect, endlessly repeating itself to you. The voice that you cannot shut up within you, that tells you what to do, how to do, where to do it. You're being controlled, mind controlled, satanically mind controlled. That makes you a civilized human being, a person, a dead entity, a word. And therefore, you're dead. And at that point, you have no living rights bequeathed by God, the living truth. You go to court. And what do you face? You face a man who spews rules, regulations, words, and expects you to abide by it. You are beyond those words. You don't have to, you must consent to obey those words in order to be trapped by it. Now that is what I see when I look at the intellect and I see all these legal beagles, all these people who think that one is smarter than the other. It's a competitive game of wordsmanship. But you don't know that when you engage in such wordsmanship, you are referring to yourself as a dead person who is subject to obeying these laws, these regulations, when they're not even true. You must consent to make them true. And at that point, they have control over you. You're a slave and they're the master. That's the nature of civilized life. That's the nature of your hell. That's the nature of tyranny, the nature of wars, the nature of crime, the nature of subjugation, of taking advantage of your fellow man, who to you is just another symbol, another idea, a fictional entity, just like you. And in that world of fiction, you have nothing but confusion, because you're dealing with concepts. And those concepts are dualistic, divided, and opposing, and leaves you in a state of confusion. And you must resolve that confusion and become non-dualistic. And then you have clarity, you have truth. But very few of you get to that point, because you are believers. You are conditioned believers. You see, how do you know you're conditioned? Put on your TV, put on your radio. What do you get? You get an artificial world programmed into you, telling you that it is real and you must submit to it. You must support it. You must pay your taxes. You must pay your tithing. These are all control entities, fictional entities. They are not real. You are the living. They are the dead. And yet they have such power over you because you doubt yourself. Well, it's time that you wake up and you realize that you are infinite when you step into your subconscious mind through meditation. Because there all you will get is what is the holistic, the infinite. Call it God, if you will. You see, but God is a word, a fictional word. And that is where most of you put your attention. You abide by the fiction, and therefore you are subject to the fiction, enslaved by the fiction. You are owned. You are controlled. You are a fiction by consent. Now that is the answer to all of the problems of the civilized world spelled out for you. Can you grasp what I have just said to you? It is overwhelmingly true. It shunts aside all the things, all the objections that you have, and you can't argue that fact. If you are arguing, you are admitting to being a fiction because you are divided in your consciousness, and you are opposing, which leaves you confused. And such confusion is what is hell on earth. Not the fantasy of the hell that you can expect after you die. Those are merely control factors of fictional institutions that want to keep you there. Stupid, unaware, ignorant. Is that how you want to live your life? Is that the kind of world you want for your children? Do not control them with satanic mind control because you are subject to it. Snap out of it. You are not your thoughts. You are the creator of your thoughts. They are beneath you. So is government. So is religion. So is banking. All these things are what they are at the present time in your life because you accede to them. That is a simple fact of your satanic enslavement.